Imagine if I told you that most men today are quietly failing not due to a lack of skill, but a lack of mental fortitude. We scroll endlessly, compare ourselves, and envy others, then wonder why we feel stuck, weak, or directionless. We chase comfort, yet feel drained. We avoid pain but suffer daily. The harsh truth is that comfort is slowly eroding our strength. Hardship, though brutal, holds the seeds of true power. The Stoics, ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, knew this long before smartphones or self-help books. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Grasp this, and you'll unlock unshakable strength." This isn't just a quote, it's a weapon, a mindset to stand firm in chaos. Stoicism doesn't make life easier, it makes you unstoppable. In this video, we'll dive deep into 8 raw Stoic principles to elevate your mind, emotions, and spirit. No fluff, just real change. I'm laying it out plain. This is about transformation, not inspiration. These 8 principles, forged in the battles of ancient Rome, still hold true today. Before we start, commit to this. Don't just watch passively like it's another motivational clip. This is your wake-up call. Hit the like button now to lock in your focus. Comment when a principle hits home. Share this with a brother who needs it. Most importantly, don't skip a single part. Missing one insight could cost you clarity or courage when you need it most. Let's dive in. First, embrace discomfort like an old friend. Society tells us to flee pain, but the Stoics taught us to face it head on. Eyes wide open. Reflect on your greatest growth. Was it during ease and comfort, or when life hit you hard, forcing you to rise or fall? Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayal, and illness, yet stayed calm. He didn't shy from discomfort. He welcomed it as a forge for his soul. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This isn't poetry. It's a rule. Every obstacle sharpens your will. Every delay tests your patience. Every rejection teaches resilience. Modern life says, avoid pain. Stoicism whispers, train to face it. That cold shower, that tough conversation, that grueling workout. When you're exhausted, those build your character. The Stoics believed choosing controlled discomfort prepares you for life's chaos. When the storm hits, you're ready. Seneca slept on the floor, ate simple food, wore old clothes not to punish himself, but to strengthen his will. Why? So when life strips away comfort, you don't flinch. You're prepared. Discomfort isn't your enemy. It's a mirror showing who you are and, more importantly, who you're becoming. Dodging small pains today only sets you up for bigger ones tomorrow. But when you face the fire with awareness, something powerful happens. You stop fearing pain. That's the start of true freedom. From today, see discomfort as your training partner. It may bruise you, but it's building you. Pick one small discomfort today. Cold shower, hard talk, or sitting with boredom, and do it. Remind yourself, this is how warriors are forged. The only path to becoming unbreakable is to stop running from hardship. I want you to declare this in the comments. Discomfort is my training ground. Next, don't let emotions rule you. How often have your feelings hijacked your day? Someone's rude remark sparks anger, derailing your focus. a plan falls apart, and your mood crashes with it. You feel lazy, so you skip the gym, neglect work, or abandon discipline. You're not alone. We all face this. But the brutal truth is, if emotions control you, you're their slave. The Stoics believed enslavement to feelings is worse than any chain. Epictetus, once a slave himself, became a Stoic master and said, "Anyone who can make you angry owns you. They only have that power if you let them disturb you." Think about it. That driver cutting you off, you gave them your peace. That breakup, you handed it your identity. That harsh comment online, you surrendered your joy. Stoicism doesn't demand you ignore emotions. It teaches you to observe them, understand them, and respond with intention, not react on impulse. A child throws a tantrum. A Stoic sits calmly in the storm and thinks. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man of his time, wrote in his private journal, later called Meditations, "If something external causes you pain, it's not the thing itself, but your judgment of it, and you can change that judgment at any moment." This is a rare power, to remain unmoved by things that don't matter. It's tough because it means you can't blame others anymore. You can't say, "He made me mad," or "She ruined my day." You must own that your reaction is your choice. But this is what makes you strong. You can choose again. You don't have to be a slave to emotions. Feel anger, but don't act on it. Feel fear, yet still move forward. Feel sadness, but don't drown in it. That's emotional strength. The Stoics' freedom. Next time you're triggered, pause. Don't act. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this feeling useful right now? Respond with purpose. This isn't cold detachment, it's self-mastery. When you stop letting emotions steer you, you gain clarity, calm, and power. You become a rock steady, unshaken, and others notice. You're no longer swayed by petty slights. You stand firm. In today's chaotic world, that stability is rare and magnetic. True maturity begins when you stop being a puppet and become the one pulling the strings. Third, stop expecting fairness. Life owes you nothing. The fastest way to suffer is to demand fairness from the world. Notice this: you work hard, but a slacker gets promoted. You love deeply, yet they walk away. You do the right thing, but still get punished. Anger flares. This isn't fair, but here's the Stoic truth. Fairness is a myth we've created, not a law of the universe. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You can commit injustice by doing nothing." Even as Roman emperor, he saw unfairness daily. Instead of whining or blaming, he held fast to one unshakable belief. Life isn't about fairness, it's about strength. A Stoic doesn't expect life to play nice. They brace for pain, loss, betrayal, and change, because they're prepared. They're never caught off guard. Be honest, fairness is a comforting idea, but clinging to it weakens you. Saying, "This isn't fair," often means, "I don't want to face this reality." Here's the law. You don't grow by demanding fairness. You grow by confronting reality and moving forward anyway. Look around. Good men face bad outcomes. Villains sometimes win. Effort doesn't always pay off. This isn't pessimism, it's truth. And it's what separates the ordinary from the resilient. The average man waits for justice. A Stoic builds inner strength. so nothing external can break him. This doesn't mean you grow cold or numb. It means you stop waiting for the world to treat you kindly and start treating yourself with respect, no matter what life throws. Seneca said, "Sometimes just to live is an act of courage, especially when life feels unfair. Instead of complaining, turn pain into fuel. Build undeniable skills. Love deeply without expecting reciprocation. Face betrayal with dignity and move on." The Stoic way is radical responsibility, not because every fault is yours, but because your response is always your choice. Your response, that calm, warrior-like resolve, makes you unstoppable. Fairness may never come, but freedom is yours to seize through every deliberate choice. Fourth, focus only on what you can control and let go of the rest. The Stoics believed true power lies in the small circle of what's in your hands. Everything else, let it go. Epictetus put it simply, make the best use of what's in your power and take the rest as it comes. Most men fall into a trap trying to control others, predict the future, or obsess over outcomes. Then they wonder why they're anxious, helpless, or angry. Break it down. What's truly in your control: your thoughts, your choices, your actions, your reactions. That's it. Others' opinions, opportunities, uncertainties, they're beyond you. You can't control the weather, but you can dress for it. You can't make everyone like you, but you can treat them with honor. You can't control the economy, but you can control your learning, spending, and preparation. This shift is a game changer. It hands power back to you instead of letting external chaos drag you down. Picture yourself in a storm at sea. A Stoic doesn't curse the wind, he grips the helm and steers. That's what keeps you calm when others panic, focused when others complain, steady when others falter. It's not about pretending the outside world doesn't matter. It's about choosing what deserves your attention. Most of what people stress over, 90% of it, is beyond their control. Try this when you're tense. Ask, is this in my control? If yes, act. If no, release it. Simple, not easy, but powerful. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you control your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you'll find strength. Live this way, and others will see it. You become unbreakable, not because you control everything, but because you master yourself, no matter the circumstances. In a world addicted to ease, discipline becomes your superpower. A Stoic doesn't wait for life to test them. They challenge themselves first, not to suffer, but to grow stronger, not to punish, but to prepare. Seneca wrote, set aside days where you live with the bare minimum, wear rough clothes, and ask, is this what I feared? Most men today dodge discomfort at all costs. They don't skip meals, sit in silence, or endure inconvenience. But when life gets tough, they crumble, panic, or blame others. The Stoic is ready for those hard days because they've trained for them. They've practiced hunger, fatigue, rejection, boredom, and hardship. This doesn't make them invincible, it makes them adaptable. Willpower isn't built through motivational clips, but by doing what you don't want to do. Try this fast for 24 hours to master your urges. Take a cold shower when your mind resists. Forgo a luxury you could easily afford to sharpen your self-control. Rise early to train when your body begs for sleep. These small choices stack up, forging a man who's unshakable, not because he's cruel to himself, but because he knows the truth. Comfort doesn't build strength, challenge does. And when hardship comes, as it always will, you won't run. You'll stand tall because you've walked through fire by choice. Marcus Aurelius ruled through plagues, wars, and betrayal, yet wrote with calm clarity why he was ready. Stop asking, "How can I make life easier?" Ask instead, "How can I become tougher?" Train in hunger, solitude, cold, exhaustion, rejection, and boredom while staying focused. One day, life will throw worse at you. When it does, you'll rise, unshaken, because you've prepared. Sixth, value the process over the outcome. We're taught to fixate on results, landing the job, winning the deal, hitting the goal, earning money, gaining admiration. But Stoicism flips this. Let go of the outcome and master your effort. Results are never guaranteed, but your work is always in your control. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only goal worth pursuing. It comes from releasing what's beyond your control. Cling to outcomes, and you set yourself up for pain. A week at the gym with no visible abs, and you quit. A failed project, and you feel worthless. A lost love, and you break. But if you cherish the work itself, showing up daily, writing, building, learning, striving, you win every time, regardless of the result." Here's the secret: when you stop obsessing over outcomes, you often achieve more because you're free from pressure's grip. You're not swayed by fleeting emotions or applause. You're anchored in action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't let the future unsettle you. You'll meet it with the same reason you wield today. Don't stress about what might be. Be a master of your process right now. If you're a writer, write not for fame, but to sharpen your mind. If you're an athlete, train not just to win, but to master your body. If you're building something, do it not for applause, but for pride in your effort. When you tie your worth to outcomes, you're fragile. When you root your value in discipline, intent, and focus, you become unstoppable. This is the Stoic shift. Show up as if the outcome is already won, and savor the process. Win or lose, you've already triumphed because you did the work. Seventh, embrace mortality to live with urgency and purpose. Most men act like they'll live forever, squandering time, delaying dreams, and staying trapped in bad habits or toxic relationships. Stoics reflect on death not to despair, but to awaken. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that guide what you do. Say and think, this isn't fear, it's freedom." Knowing life is finite means every wasted minute is gone forever. You don't get to choose when it ends, but you choose how deeply you live. The Stoics practiced memento mori. Remember, you will die. Not to darken your mood, but to sharpen your focus, presence, and purpose. When you truly grasp time's limits, you stop scrolling mindlessly, arguing over nonsense, or settling for mediocrity. You start creating, loving, and acting now, not tomorrow now. Seneca said, "It's not that we have too little time to live, but that we waste too much of it." You may not control how long you live, but you control how fully you live. The lie is thinking you have endless time. You don't. That risk you avoid. That task you delay. That person you haven't forgiven. That change you swear you'll make next year. This is your moment. This is your time. A Stoic doesn't flee death, they face it and say, "You won't catch me sleepwalking through my life." This awareness doesn't breed anxiety, it fuels a life lived fully. Those who embrace mortality speak truth, love fiercely, work urgently, let go of ego, and fear no failure, because the greatest failure is a wasted life. Live like your time is borrowed, because it is. Do this, and you become magnetic, focused, and strong. You don't chase cheap validation. You act with purpose. Others feel it. You feel it. 8th, be a warrior for virtue, not for approval. Most men chase likes, praise, attention, or applause. But a Stoic acts for virtue, not the crowd. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do what's right, and the rest doesn't matter." Live with honor, even when no one's watching. Speak truth, even if no one claps. Keep your word, even at a cost. Train hard, even without an audience. That's virtue, the foundation of a soul that can't be bought. It's not about perfection, but about unwavering principle. Here's the hard part. Doing what's right is often tougher than what's easy. Lying is simpler. Impressing others is easier than being honest. Seeking approval is less lonely than standing alone. But every time you choose what's right over what's easy, you form a stronger self. You become the man your future self will respect. You build an identity no one can steal. Seneca said, "Live as if the whole world sees your actions and reads your thoughts." That's power, a life unswayed by pressure, built on integrity. In a world of facades, the Stoic is authentic. In a noisy world, the Stoic is silent strength. In a world of performance, the Stoic is real. Want to be unstoppable? Don't live for praise. Live for your values. Stand tall, even if you lose status, wealth, or followers, because your foundation is unshakable. Be a warrior for what's right, not what's popular, even if you walk alone. Stride like it's the only path that matters. If you've made it this far, you're ready to shed distractions, weakness, and emotional chaos for something greater. Not perfection, but strength. Not dominance over others, but mastery of yourself. That's the Stoic path. This path doesn't offer comfort. It delivers clarity, direction, and a life of meaning. Even when the world crumbles around you, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus didn't write for an easy world. They wrote to endure storms, wars, betrayal, and death with dignity. They taught us true strength isn't in muscle or money, but in the man who keeps his word, the man who faces fear without flinching, the soul who does right when it's hardest. You don't need motivation or the perfect moment. Start now. Train your mind. Prepare for hardship. Let go of outcomes. Hold fast to principles. Live like your time is running out, because it is. You don't need applause, praise, or understanding. Walk the Stoic path, and you'll grow solid from within. That strength is rare, real, and yours to claim. I want you to leave this in the comments. I grow stronger every day. If this message lights a fire in you, if you feel the spark of truth, Don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, comment on the principle that hits hardest, and share it with someone walking their own path. Subscribe to join a community of thinkers, warriors, and men who want more than noise. They want purpose. Don't skip any part of your life. Every moment is training. Every challenge is transformation. Keep showing up. Keep choosing strength. And don't stop until you're unstoppable.